Let's get this one underway. What is going on, my homies? Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you guys for joining me on another occasion for a Rapids weekly update. Update or just just Rapids weekly with the homie. Homie, for now, hope everybody is doing good. Tuesday already, my homies. Are these weeks are just flying by. Savage said, my homie, big up, bro. Big up. Good to see you here, bro. Good to see you here. Getting down on this little Rapids talk, my homie. Thank you for joining. Um, but yeah, my homies, let's talk about a little bit about the game. Shall we? No way to start this episode off with any type of what's the type of words I'm looking here for? The best way possible is let's just go. We got our asses whooped. And now, I guess let me rephrase that. I can't say we got our asses whooped. We just were on the wrong side of an ass whoop. We were just on the wrong side of a 3-0. I mean, yeah, to hear you still drinking away your sorrow like I am after Saturday. Drunken Monk, my homie, big up to you. Appreciate you stopping by. Look, bro, I actually when I left the stadium, it stayed there. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I had my son with me and my nephew. It was their first game. Wanted to take, of course, my wife and my mom, but it was just still a little bit too cold for them for the women's empowerment night. But my son and nephew wanted to go. Rapids did not show up whatsoever for them. But look, I left it there, my homies. I left it there until I seen the post match press conferences, that the Rapids have been putting out. I seen and then I get on. I have a app for my tablet called SofaScore, and it lets me actually. I'm going to be using it on this live stream here in a little bit, um, and it kind of just lets me understand the game better. Because of course, when I'm there in the stadium, kind of like yourselves, my homies, we get caught up in other shit. You know what I mean? We're not always 100% focused on the game. Maybe some of us are, but I just know from my point of view, uh, let us know. Maybe I turn into bro. Savage Sev, I told you, my homie. Whenever you want to come through, your ticket is on me, bro. I actually was trying to find a way to reach out to you, but your YouTube channel doesn't have an email address. So, if you could reach out to me, bro, at the Mile High Hotspur on Instagram, I will definitely reach out to you, bro. We can make that happen. And Austin is just gonna say we were asked, bro. I mean, we were asked, homie. But the thing about it is, we're gonna dive into it, and there's reasons why I believe right now this team is struggling. And a lot of it has to do with just and this is all my opinions, and this is all based off the type of information that I'm seeing off of Sofa Score. Let me just go ahead and show that to you guys, so you know exactly what I'm seeing. Let me get rid of this first, my homies. Now I'm gonna get rid of this first. I'm gonna show my screen with you guys. Let's see here. All right, so you can see I can figure it out. All right. All right, my homies. All right, we're here. All right, we're here. Let me go back to this screen. So this is from SofaScore, I guess sofascore.com, SofaScore on the apps. Let's see here. Cheeto and Keegs were decent, in my opinion, but we hung Beaudry out to dry. Yes. And they keep trying that Hail Mary to Cabral. That just, bro, the Hail Mary to Cabral. They tried it a few. They keep trying that all season long. And yeah, we will talk about that. Uh, Drunken Monk says we miss our Purple King so much. Talent and Stefan we've been relying on. He has been our best player of the season so far. Stats don't lie. Yeah, big up, Sev. So let me just go ahead and kind of elaborate on what it is we're looking at right here. So of course, these are the two starting lineups. We're going from left to right. You see Adam Beaudry right here. We did play in our 4-3-3 against Portland's 4-2-3-1, which, if you guys would remember, that's the Chris Armas formation that we uh, came accustomed to seeing last season, the 4-2-3-1. And this right here that I'm showing you guys, my homies, is our average player position on the night. We were attacking downwards. You guys may remember when we were playing the match. I hate it when these teams come to Denver or come here to play us, and they start off mixing it up, and we attack towards the South Bank first. I think that smarter teams do that, and it fucks with us because every time that we started off like that, I'm pretty sure it's not been a good result, my homie. I know LAFC has done that to us. Dallas FC did that to us, which was a harder game. This team just did that to us last season. A couple of teams did that to us, and I feel like that really messes with our balance too. Not an excuse for what happened, my homies, but definitely when you're accustomed to going one way for the first half and attacking at your supporters' end, because you guys know when it comes time for the second half, that's when the Rapids really put it on the opposing team at home, and it's usually down at our end. So in this image here, my homies, we are attacking from the top down, and this is going to show you just player positions. You'll see Cabral sitting here on. Well, let me before we go too far up. Let's just start off with Beaudry, right? Of course, goalkeeper playing your position. Sweeper keeper, he was playing a bit higher when we needed him to. In fact, I'm almost inclined to say that this map is a bit more spread out towards the attacking area for Beaudry than it is with Zach Steffen throughout some of these first couple of games. I feel like Beaudry, however, he was on the wrong end of a 3-0 defeat. It doesn't translate the same to what really went down. He was left exposed a bit on transitional play. Of course, he had nothing he could do for the first goal that went in, a Josh Atencio own goal, which we will get into in a little bit, my homies. But there's nothing you could do at that point, in time. So I can't really blame him on that one. The only one I would say he has really anything that he could really do, and Zach Steffen may be able to do something, was, of course, the second goal. Who was it from? Anthony, who just blasted one from way far away, which we will actually check that out here in a minute. But Beaudry did play up a bit more advanced sweeper keeper. I feel like on the night his distribution was a bit better. We will check out his stats too, but just from what I remember, I felt like he was a lot more comfortable with the ball and his distribution, not more than Zach Steffen, but still the game wasn't won or lost from him by him. You know what I mean? And then we'll just stay centrally. We'll stay with the Great Dane here. Andreas Maxu playing on the right side of the center back pairing. And something you guys will notice here is we played a more traditional back four. And what I mean in traditional is you see here Reggie Cannon not so high up and Keegan Rosenberry not so high up as well. If you remember last week, a show from 2 weeks ago and in weeks past, you see the trend with these two fullbacks. One of them is always a bit more advanced, and it's usually Keegan, and Reggie Cannon kind of tucks in a bit more as a back three. But for this match, It looks as though the back four stayed in a traditional back four setting, if you will. You get Cheeto over here, who deputized on the left-hand side of the center back pairing. And just if I will show you guys both of these to kind of get a quick glimpse at both of them, they're picking up a lot of space, not leaving too much a space. Probably just right here in the middle is where they're lacking the most. But you're accounting on players like Josh Atencio and Cole Bassett to pick those up. Well, in that case, Cole Bassett didn't. We really left our center midfield position a bit exposed, and that was part of the reason why our transitional play was exposed and countered on. But let's keep talking about the back four here. I just wanted to show you guys the positional play. Let's check out Reggie Cannon. Reggie Cannon here, like I said, a traditional, more of a right back role, coming up a bit more on the right. And then look at here, Keegan Rosenberry. A lot of times you see him taking these set pieces over here on the right side and getting a lot of action apart from being on the left-hand side. But this game, Chris Armas looked like he had his team kind of stuck to their traditional positions. And I'm not mad at it, honestly. Did that have something to do with the way the overall performance happened? I mean, I'm no expert. Let's go. Callum the Tottenham fan. Yo, my homie, I'm here, brother. Big up to you, my homie. Let's see. It's 8 a.m., so it's got to be what? 3 a.m.? It's 8 p.m. here. It's got to be maybe 2, 3 a.m. for you. Big yourself up, Callum. Thank you for being here, my homie. Not only is it up the fucking pits, but it's come on, you Spurs. Big up. So, yeah, let's keep talking a bit more about this, let's go back into the sofa score here. Let's see here. So before we go further with the player positions and anything like that, let's address I'm trying to think how we should do this. Should we continue? Let's continue talking about the average positions and what we've seen, and then we'll go back through and do the ratings through all of them. Again, so let's just go where we left off with Josh Atencio playing what looks like to be the lone six. And this is where, this is where our team is. I think we're losing and winning the battles. When we win the games, it's because we win the battles in this area. But when we lose the games, it's because, midfield speaking, we lose the whole battle. We lose the whole battle. We lose the whole battle. And you see here today, it looks as though, oh, let me pop that back up. It looks as though on our game against Portland, we had a lone six in Josh Atencio, and it looks as though Chris Armas used Cole Bassett and Oliver Larraz as a double eight, if you will. You see a double eight with Cole Bassett there, who is getting in and amongst both sides of the pitch, and Oliver Larraz picking up even more distance throughout this match. Anything that strikes anything there, my homies, that's surprising. The biggest thing I will say is what I just touched on is the lone six. A lot of times when so let me say that again. Last season and even very early on in this season, we seen the 4-2-3-1. We seen the 4-2-3-1. And I feel like defensively that was able to allow our two center backs to play probably a bit more aggressive, because we had players like last season it was Oliver Larraz and Cole Bassett mix in there with Connor why can't I think of it? Connor Ronan, Jasper Lofson. So we had more defensive minded, if you will, not necessarily minded, but we utilized them more defensively. And this season, it looks as though are we going to place a lot of this double pivot responsibility onto Josh Atencio? And this may be where the Rapids are going to struggle throughout the whole season, my homies. Let's just be real. If we're going to be implementing a new system, if Chris Armas is going to be doing that, then where is it? Where is the trade-off going to be? Because now, you know, based off of the players that we've seen playing in the midfield last season, I'm seeing three midfielders that would have been playing in that holding midfield position last season. So, and I'm not complaining whatsoever, my homies. I definitely love the versatility of Oliver Larraz. I love the fact that this season he's really growing into somebody that is a bit more technical with the ball. The way Oliver Larraz is able to ping the ball over on these earlier mentioned Hail Marys to Cabral. Although I think the Hail Marys more so come from the back line, but still, Oliver Larraz can pick out a good target. 207 here, my brother. Didn't realize you was live till I popped up. Just got home as always. Come on, you Spurs and up the Rapids. Big up, Callum. Big up. Can't wait to see you, my homie, in just about a month's time when I'm back in London. Looks like how Tottenham play. Hurt right back, left back, just forward a bit more. You know, my homie Callum, I see tons, not anymore, but last season and this for a little bit, I see similarities. However, the coach has come out and said, that he likes the way Liverpool plays. Now, he didn't say he wants our team to play like them, but when your manager is saying they want to try and implement these type of tactics like a Liverpool or reference them, shit, it's good things, man. Look, I'm all for what Chris Armas is trying to do. Let's keep that 100%. This is based off what I'm seeing, and for those of you that are just tuning in to see this episode, the last ones that I did, I dive into the same type of analysis where I show this same type of breakdown, player position, and even statistical breakdown. So this is just a trend that I'm starting to see, and it's glaring. It's glaring. I mean, the glaring obvious is, of course, look at our player position right there. High up, one holding midfielder, 2 8s. You see Georgi Mihailovic and Cabral out on the wings, which we will talk about, and then Hoffa, the number 9, right there in the middle. Yeah, glaring differences, my homies. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this gonna be something the Rapids may struggle with throughout the season? Are we gonna have to then maybe? Is it going to be some games we're going to be playing the 4-2-3-1? You think we'll see that? I'm a fan of the 4-3-3. I just feel like it's just gonna take some time to get figured out. Like I said last season, where we see Josh Atencio playing, that was Cole Bassett. Last season, he was picking up every blade of grass. Cole Bassett was shredding last season until, of course, the end of the season where everything happened and he stopped playing for a little bit. But, it's a different role for Cole Bassett, a different role. I would say he would probably thrive a bit more because he's probably going to be a more offensive thinking, at least from my point of view. Score goals maybe for midfield, assists for midfield, definitely. Speaking of the midfield, let's move up a little bit. We talked about Josh Atencio, Oliver Larraz a bit, you know what I mean? Let's check out his average positions here. Let me go back to this one. And what about our right? Is it our right wing? Our right winger, Kevin Cabral here. Really, I haven't even looked at his stats too much yet. But just by looking at his heat map, I can guarantee he probably didn't get that much action, probably few touches, as opposed to Georgi Mihailovic, who is, and you see these little light areas over here. These are probably your set pieces. Talk about set pieces. Georgi Mihailovic had that quick set piece early on in the first half that just was I didn't know what was getting played onto, but yeah, it wasn't the best there. And then you see the big man R9 supposed to play central, but as much movement that Hoffa does off of the ball, you're seeing him scattered throughout, and that for me is um, one of the things that I don't necessarily like about us playing this 4-3-3, even with the 4-2-3-1 that we used to do. Hoffa is just this player that's going to fall back. He's going to draw back to try and win the ball, get in the mix up. Hoffa is one of these players that's very physical in the air, always tries to flick it on as well to one of these players. So he's not always going to be. Look at that, my homies. For your striker, your center striker, your center striker. No action. What did I do here? No action whatsoever in the area where you want him to be. You're not going to get any goals from your striker when you're not giving him the service to get into the box. All right, my homies. We're looking now at Portland Timbers, the way they set up against our team. I'm going to flip through these kind of quick so you could kind of get a glimpse at what they're doing here. Not so high up from Portland Timbers here. You see their highest man up right here. They're 10. Kind of compact there, if you will. Not so far spread out, I guess. Keeping a good form. Again, they're 4-2-3-1. And look how far back they are compared to our team. Look at where their two center backs are compared to our team. Our team is damn near in their box. Highline FC. Highline FC. Now, the reason I point this out is because they set themselves up perfectly to win this game against the Colorado Rapids. The teams that we play that come here play a low block, a lower block, I guess, because this isn't the lowest of blocks, but play a lower block and look to tear us apart on the transitional play. It's a smart move because our midfield is not cohesive enough yet. Teams, not just Portland. I'm gonna let me see here. Let me pull up another um let me pull up another game, my homies, so you guys could see. So you could see the games that we've lost or the games where we couldn't do anything. So we only lost one match, okay, but let me see. The games where we struggled were because they played a bit back, a bit deeper. And homies, bear with me. Every time I try to do this and show, I end up having a hard time. Okay, not that match. Okay, try this one again. So I just picked on the Austin, and let me go ahead and share this one. Could I share this one? How do I? I'm gonna work on a better way of getting multiple multiple of these in one so that I could show you guys. Because by the time I pull this up and show you, it's kind of already, we kind of fucking already forgot what I was talking about. But when we're playing against these teams that are going to be dropping back, now this one isn't they didn't drop necessarily. far back, but they are playing a lower block because you see their double sixes are right in front of their two center backs. So what does this tell you? They're inviting you to play your ball. Now I'm going to flip over to the Rapids, and I'm going to assume we're playing a high line. So not the highest with our defenders, but look at. And this is something that, we're gonna have to figure out, my homies. To be fair, Cabral and Rafa almost worked twice in the first half, but it seemed like our only idea all night. Man, we sometimes are a one-trick pony, not even gonna lie. Ronnie, my homie, big yourself up, my homie. Big up, big up. He says, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Let me pull this back up, my homies. Let's go. What could we? All right, let's go. We're back on this one. So back to the Portland Timbers. Set themselves up, like I said, perfectly to win this match. I think maybe they knew what to expect. Look here, your double sixes right in front of your two center backs. Let's look at their positional play here. Again, heavy, heavy, heavy in their area. Compared to our center backs, spread out, heavy, heavy, heavy. Look at that. Next guy, 27. Who is number 27? Where can I need to zoom out a bit here, don't I? Yes. Jimmery Fox. Is that how you say that? This mofo right here. Jimer Fori. He was balling out. Kept so let's talk before we talk about this homie, big this guy up right here, because it looks like he was the fucking player of the match by the looks of it there. He was the biggest reason Cabral wasn't getting shit done. There was a couple of those Hail Marys that got to Cabral in the first half and weren't threatening, but they looked promising. And as soon as they seen that, they made an adjustment. They did make that adjustment because that dude, what's the homie's name? Forey. That dude beat him up. Next month, gonna be lit, homie. Can't wait. I'll definitely be in a few pubs. Let's go. Callum lives out in the UK. Callum is a subscriber from literally one of the first subscribers that I had, my homies. And he's still here. The homies out in the UK. So like I wanted to say, Forey looked pretty good, but before we big them up, let's see. The right back, good traditional up and down. Play some good ball. Two holding mids. I mean, just look at that. Look at this. You had this one, this one, this one. All four of those players. You ain't getting a sniff in nowhere in this area. Who's right there? Look at that. Look at that. Look at how we cram this area right here. We sit here and cram this area right here. The same one these dudes right here dominated all game. And this mofo over here. So we got picked apart, my homies. Not gonna lie. Damn it. The more that I look at this, the more it just makes me realize we fucking it was by far, my homies, by far the worst performance that I've seen. That's facts. To be fair, Forey locked it down, but he's always also got help from his six. And you said it, well, bro, exactly right. When your core is working, how is it not going to work? How are you not going to perform? Day one, let's go, my homie. That's what it is. That's right, my homies. Always try and steer the youth in the right direction. Who's this? Felipe Mora, their number 9. Santiago Moreno. And Anthony. So Anthony got himself a goal. Look at that, putting in some miles as well in their number 10. Okay. So yeah, my homies, what do you guys think of that? That's our 4-3-3. And when we do that, my homies, I just feel like we're not using our midfield to its full potential. I could be full of shit. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm just watching this. If you could see right here where the cursor's at, this is let's talk now. Let's talk about now that we kind of talked about the players and how it went, how the players lined up and whatnot. Let's talk a bit about how the game unfolded, if I can really remember to a T. So to begin with, like it says right here, our embed this chart to your website. I don't know what the fuck that means, so we're definitely not going to do that. I think this is the momentum chart here. And it shows how the Rapids were the heavier, more momentum drawn team to begin with. Like I said, we did have a few opportunities off of the bat, those couple of Hail Marys onto Cabral, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some sort of chances. But then Portland kind of grew into it. The first half, my homies, you guys were there. I don't got to tell you, was a fucking dud. Until we get to right about halftime. Right before halftime, they get they get the own goal. Josh Atencio, what was it, like a cross into the box at the far end, and it just takes an unlucky bounce from Josh Atencio, goes into the back of the net, and kind of the ball just ping ponged around and went in. And from our point of view, my homies, in the supporter section in the South Bank, it kind of just happened like that. And another theme, we're going down into halftime, down by a goal, and this is, against somewhat against the run of play, right? Because it did come off of a transition count, not necessarily counterattack, but transitional play, went out wide. The dude tried sending it in, unlucky bounce, and it's been a reoccurring thing, my homies. I don't know exactly what games we've been. Well, I do actually fucking know. Wasn't it the Dallas game? Or did we go up and then we went down 2-1 at halftime? Like that? Come out of halftime, get scored on again. Same shit happened in this game against Portland. Go into halftime, down a goal, come back from halftime. What is this right here? This is a goal or something like that, right on the other side of halftime, on either side of halftime. Yeah, right here. The 48th minute. 48th minute. People didn't even finish coming back to where they're sitting or standing after halftime. And Portland is celebrating a 2-0 lead away. And let's talk a bit about that. Let's talk a bit about that second goal. Off the top of my head, I just know it was a good shot from Anthony. Did he win the ball? I know he got he actually got the ball threaded to him. Our defense was peeled apart. Got the ball threaded to him, sends a blast from outside of the box, lower corner, and Beaudry just doesn't get down quick enough to get onto the ball. And like I said, 3 minutes after the half, the Rapids were down 2-0. And not to take anything away from Anthony's shot, which let's go ahead and pull those up, my homies. I did that the other right here. Right. Yeah. We'll pull up Portland shot. I hope you guys can see this. It is going to be on this area right here. This is Anthony's shot that I'm talking about. What is that? 30 yards out? 25 minimum. That's 35 yards out easily. That's 35 yards out. 35 yards out, puts it in the corner. I even want to say side netting, and it slipped by. It slipped by Adam Beaudry. Slipped by. Um, let's go. Oh, let's go, my nephew. I was actually talking about you earlier, nephew. Never bring me to a game again, I guess. Nephew, you are more than welcome to come to a game whenever you want. Believe that. Um, if you have fun, nephew, you're more than welcome to come. Big up. Everybody say what's up to my nephew if you don't mind. It's crazy. Before I met you, I was a problem. Now I'm proud of who I am. You should be, my homie. You should be. Can you do this for Tottenham? I'm loving how you're showing the heat maps and trying to work the problem out and the formation and the tactics. The reason I don't do these type of streams, Kellum, for Tottenham is because you know, there's just too many people that do it, my homies. There's too many people that do it, and I just can't be bothered. I was just playing with you, Uncle. Love you though. Keep it going. Let's go, nephew. Appreciate the support, buddy. Appreciate you. So let's get back to this. Let's get back to the game. Yeah. Anthony, thunder cut of a shot goes into the corner. Not much you can do. And then what is this one here? This was the own goal, and then let's go. So let's before we go up there, this was Kevin Kelsey, who I before I even fucking go any further, was up, was in the game probably for less than a half a minute. In fact, this was probably his first touch of the game. He gets a peach of a ball sent in through him, and this is Kelsey I'm talking about. Gets a peach of a ball played into him and puts it in the back of the goal for Portland's third goal. There we go. Big up, Leo, and big up, Joey. Big yourself up, Kellum. Um, and fucking hell, the Pitties went down, stayed down, and again, could I say that Beaudry could have done better for this one? I mean, fuck you're playing a ball kind of point blank. Like I said, he got a peach of an assist handed to him, and was able to score. So it was definitely not the best performances on the night. Not even gonna front, my homies. Uh, D5, my homie. Big yourself up, homie. Big yourself up. Thank you for stopping by, my homie. I appreciate you for showing love to the channel. Always do, D5. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody actually stopping by, showing love for showing love for the channel. I guess I'll say, if you haven't already, please do like this stream. Do like this stream, my homies. Um, and it'll probably help the algorithm send this out to more people. I know I shared it in a few platforms. I just want this type of breakdown, this type of show to become, something normal, something weekly, which we are, my homies. I didn't do a show last week because I got a huge piece of glass taken out of my foot, but we're all good, my homies. We're all good now. We are all good. So yeah, 3 goals from Portland on the day. All right, my homies, let's talk about these fucking player ratings. Let's talk about player ratings. I'm gonna go straight off the bat here first. I hope you guys could see this. Um, is there a better way to yeah, let me just pop this up. Is there a no, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Saw that. Don't want to do that. Okay, this may be a bit confusing, my homies, just because he is let me scroll up this way. and get this as far down as possible. And then that way the other players' stuff doesn't really interfere with us. What we're going to do here. Adam Beaudry played the full 90. Again, home debut for Beaudry. Home debut. Not his MLS debut. I heard a couple of people in the stadium saying it was his MLS debut, first game for the Pitties. I think it's his second. I think he was on the opposite end of a thumping again, but at Austin last season. Right? Didn't we lose at Austin deciding day? We got beat, right? 3-2. Pretty sure Beaudry was the keeper. Not hating on him, just saying it wasn't his MLS debut. I think it was his full home debut. Um, and when you get 3 goals scored on you, it's kind of hard to get any type of a good rating. SofaScore gave him a 6.1. I give him a 9.0. Bigging him up for the home debut. And again, I felt he was comfortable, regardless of the fact that he gave up 3 goals. And I say him because he is the goalkeeper. He didn't lose his confidence, even after that second goal. That second goal that he probably could have done more for. I felt he didn't lose his confidence. I felt he wasn't the deciding factor in this defeat. 7 out of 21 accurate passes, not the best. 4 out of his 18 long balls, which goes completely against what I said, that I felt his distribution was good. I honestly thought it was, my homies. I felt he had. And did you guys see that throw that he made? He got the ball, picked it up, and just heaved it past the halfway line easily past the halfway line. Not much to go for Beaudry. Bad day at the office, depending how you want to look at it. Statistically wise, yeah, but on the eye, I thought he had a good game given the circumstances. My homies, call at me, laugh at me if you want to. Let's talk about our skipper Keegan Rosenberry on the night, a 6-6 on the night. Some of his stats. We're gonna go through these kind of quick tonight, my homies. 76 minutes played, didn't play the whole 90. 2 clearances, 2 block shots. Of course, he had that huge block shot in the first half where we could have easily went down, which was one of the first chances Portland had. 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. He did get dribbled past once, winning one of his 2 ground duels, 2 of his 6 aerial duels. 8 possessions lost, which was better from last week. Accurate passes, my homies. This is why 6.6, 92 percentile. One of the best that I've seen all season so far. 34 of 37. Big yourself up, Keegan Rosenberry. Cheeto, 6.3. Again, we've seen the heat map, seen everything about that. He did play the full 90 minutes. 3 of 6 ground duels, 2 of 4, so 50% on his duels. 2 tackles, 1 interception, 4 clearances. Go on, big man. Dribbled past 2 times, 70 touches. Putting in some work there. 78% passes. Let's look at the long balls. 2 of 6. 2 of 6 of those Hail Marys. On the opposite side there of him, we had Dreas Maxuf. Did play the full 90. I'm trying to remember what happened in the later on, why Keegan came out and how we handled that. 90 minutes played. 3 of his 3 aerial duels won. Of course, you're going to expect that from your big Dane. Possession lost 5. This game, the Rapids did good. You guys would remember last week's show's possession lost was horrible. 88% passing. Long balls, 2 for 3. That's good, my homies. 2 for 3 on these long balls. That means he was, choosy about them. And so it's not that bad, my homies. Let's go, my homies. Round table talk. Big yourself up, my homies. We got to do something. We have to do something. You are a KC Sporting fan. We have the homie Colin, who is, a Nashville fan. We do need to do something, my homie. Just smash the like button, my homie. Get in. Big up, everyone. Big up, Leo. Have a great night. I'm off to sleep. Have a good one, my homie. Thank you for joining, Kellum, as always. Big yourself up, homie. Talk to you soon. Andreas Maxu, 6'4". Did he have? Oh, Keegan had the best rating out of our back line. And let's go. Reggie Cannon here played the full 90, 5 interceptions. Again, very what's the word? When you what is it? There's a term for it. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. There you go. 5 interceptions, that means aggressive. Keegan Rosenberry is also aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I mean they're hitting the players, they're winning, they're trying to fight for these second chance balls, right? They're trying to play for the ball that's played on. Keegan Rosenberry and Reggie Cannon, both of our backs, our fullbacks, do this very well. In fact, when the players, when there's an aerial ball being played, both of these players are probably one of the first ones to attack the opponent. Reggie Cannon, aerial duels, 1 of 1, 12 times possession lost. Touches 42, 74% accuracy, long balls, didn't complete any. 2 of 3 crosses, so not too bad, my homies. Definitely, collectively, we could have done a lot better. Of course, I mean we're not gonna front. We'll just keep it real. Atencio played 78 minutes, 75 touches, 85% passing. 0 of 5 on those long balls. Not what you want to see from your holding mid. 2 of 7 ground duels, lost his aerial duels, lost possession 14 times in the middle of the park. Something you don't want to see. But I mean, my homies, this is not hating on them, just reading off the stats, of course. I say it like it's the worst thing, but like, these guys will know what's up. You know what I mean? They have access to way much more further data. They'll know what's going on. I'm just trying to show the homies what's really uh hopefully going on. If we could get a good glimpse of behind the scenes by looking at this stuff here. Cole Bassett, as you see the heat map there, it kind of looks a bit different now that we see it a bit further away and not so congested with the rest of the players. Didn't do much, my homies. Supposed to play out on the right, but there you see he played a lot on the left as well. Um, 76 minutes played, expected goals 0.06, very little. 45 touches, a 72% accuracy for passing. Again, something you would want to see. A player like Cole Bassett, who's going to be deputizing the midfield, you want to see him probably a bit more accurate with these passing. 50% long balls. Had a shot blocked, but here, my homies, in the midfield, losing possession 15 times, always going to lead to transitional play. And again, this is where the Rapids got chewed up, was in transitional play, stemming from probably turnovers like that. Oliver Larraz on the night, ratings, speaking ratings, was the highest rated Rapids player on the night. Only played 59 minutes. Um, Expected goals 0.20, expected assists 0.27, 55 touches, and 86% passing for Oliver Larraz. Good numbers there. Key passes 2, long balls 1 for 1. Like I said, Oliver Larraz, mentioned earlier on without even paying attention to this here, very choosy with his long balls. And like I said, very comfortable, looks very comfortable when he plays those. Yeah, so Oliver Larraz, by the numbers and by the ratings here on this, the best player for the Rapids on the night. Let's see here. Ground duels, 5 of 12. So he took on his player a few times and won those. 9 times possession lost. Not double figures, not the best, but not the worst. Um, Interceptions, tackles, 1, clearances, 1. So Oliver Larraz picking up a good game. Let's move. Let's move to Cabral. We'll move over to Cabral. Look at that, my homies. Very, very little action on the right hand side there. Minimal action, if I'm honest with you. Let's see. 59 minutes played, expected goals of 0.17. That's because, like I said, early on in the match, a couple of those Hail Marys did find him, and he did have somewhat of somewhat of these chances. Look, it even says right there before we go down, a big missed chances, one. So he did have a good chance, good shot blocked, one shot on target, touches 17. So effective a bit with his little bit of touches, but 17 touches in a matter of 59 minutes. I hate to say this, Cabral, but that's you were invisible, my homie. 4 of 8 passes, very little involvement. I could say big up to you. 1 of 1 on the crosses. Took your man on. Look, my homies, Cabral is definitely I'm very, very interested to see what's gonna happen. Not like it's like panic time or nothing, but on the right hand side there, we've tried all season long. We've tried the Hail Mary. St. Louis opening night, when we were there with the homies, um, the Hail Mary all night wasn't working. Anonymous all night. Cabral anonymous all night. Then he just hasn't had it against any team. LAFC, the series against LAFC wasn't there. Um, Now you see Calvin Harris could play on that side. Omir could play on that side. I mean, I'm not saying let's hit the panic button, but all I'm saying is it's glaring. It's obvious. There's things on the right hand side that we probably need to start addressing. Um, Navarro again. Uh, you're talking your striker. Heat map, again, I showed it earlier, but this is a less congested now that you're able to see each player individually. No action for Hoffa in the box. Now you see where Hoffa spends the majority of the time right there. That's where Oliver Larraz was at. Yeah. That's where Georgi Mihailovic was at. Look at that. Mihailovic, Cabral. I mean Navarro. Hell, even Cole Bassett on the other side. So, I mean, you guys remember the average pitch position. All of our players are just congested. Um, and we have been playing a lot. Our games have been played on the left-hand side of the pitch, the majority of the games. Um, by proven by this and the couple, the prior weeks shows where we discuss how we attack on the left hand side, but yet we still continue to bomb the ball to Cabral on the right hand side. Who I understand he's always left out there alone, but I don't know, my homies. I don't know. There's the ratings there. There's the ratings there. Cabral with the 6.9. Damn near 7. Like I said, big chance. Very little involvement, but his involvement was, um, I guess, a bit more impactful than some of the other players on there. Couple of substitutions. Let's see. Ian Murphy. That's why Keegan Rosenberry came out. Ian Murphy went in. Other notable. Well, Connor Ronan came in for Larraz. Calvin Harris, of course, was one of the first ones to come in for Cabral. Omir for Atencio. Ian for Rosenberry, and Yappy getting some minutes for Cole Bassett. Who, I mean, these players were non-existent as well throughout this match, my homies. But yeah, that was the game. That was the Portland match, I guess, in a fucking nutshell, if that was even a nutshell. But yeah, Adam Beaudry, I did put in the thumbnail, Beaudry's a badass. Because I just want to say, like, now to kind of just start wrapping up the show or whatever. Beaudry, like I said, he was just left out to dry a couple of times in the transitional play, my homies. Good signs. Is he ready to take over Zach Steffen's throne? By no means necessary. I mean, I'm not going to say he's ready to be starting week in and week out. Not at all. But, oh, excuse me, my homies. Beaudry is definitely not ready to be placed getting seat time week in and week out. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say here, but it's good to know that like these players feel very confident with, our number two keeper. I mentioned earlier on in the show that I enjoyed watching some of the post-match interviews, some of the post-match press conferences, and one of the interviews that they had with Reggie Cannon spoke about Adam Beaudry and how he demanded and was vocal, was verbal, um, in leading the back line, and that's all positive signs from your number two. Again, Zach Steffen is, of course, our number one. The seat is his. He was just away on um, big up, Crash. Big up. What's up, Mile High Hotspur coming at you from Disneyland. Big yourself up, my homie. Thank you for joining from Disneyland. Hope you're good, homie. Hope you are good. I know I told you that I wanted to reach out so we could get you on a show as well, bro. So let's make it happen. I took the week off last week. Um, Gonna do it 2 shows a week. First one being this review, second one being a bit down the line, and in a couple of days I will do the preview for the next match. Um, the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to produce more Colorado Rapids content for you guys, for myself. I want to do more live streams so that I'm able to be more off the cuff with this shit. And not only that, man, like I want to have a space for the homies to come and kick it, talk Rapids, talk, whatever's going on with the team. Hit me up. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I will, my homie. And we just have to consistently get these shows underway. I've been saying I want to do these on Wednesday. Today is Tuesday, so like I said, a review on Tuesday, and what maybe Thursday the preview. Um, Up the fucking pits, homie. The Spurs logo is still ugly, but you make it look a little better. My homie, let's go. Coming from one of my favorite gooners. And I say that because you make it look better, my homie. Get in. Big yourself up, Max. Big yourself up, my homie. Um, so yeah, let's like I said, I just want to stress I was super proud of the way Adam Beaudry played. Again, how is that possible on a 3-0 defeat? It was a team effort, my homies. We just got beat. I talked about how I feel the way we set up. We just, you know, we obviously didn't start off to win this game right. We're going to struggle with the low block, and it is what it is, my homies. Until we figure that part out, um, probably inconsistent form from the Rapids, my homies. Probably inconsistent form from the Rapids. What else did I want to talk about? We did the player ratings. First loss at home, my homies. I mean, before this match and even after this match, we are a team with just one defeat out of what is it, 4 or 5. So can you really be that upset? I mean, no, my homies. No, I was talking to my homie Greg, and he just Beaudry was left out on those. No, bro, yeah, I this is exactly what I said earlier on in the stream, bro. Like Beaudry couldn't do much about those, my homie. Beaudry couldn't do much about those, my homie. So, yeah, and it was a small sample size, anyways. You know what I mean? Massive, massive sample size that was just very tiny. But like I said, good, positive things from that sample size that I seen. Um, but yeah, it was the first loss, and it just sucks that it was at home. It sucks that like um I mean, it's early days still. It's early days still. So, um, it's good to get these out of the way soon, if I will. But we've had a hard time against Portland, anyways, my homies. They just seem to have our number. It was a rough loss. We should have won, but we are going to have bad days. And I kind of want to caveat that and say, I'll go back. I'll go back to Reggie Cannon's interview that he did after the game, and he said, he felt that they were going to win that game. The way we got under wraps. Um, it just went tits up, my homies. And like I said, it doesn't have anything to do with our young goalkeeper. It was just the way we were set up, my homies. The way we were set up, we got peeled apart, we got carved up, and we got beat. We got beat. Um, oh yeah, my homies. I'm just gonna take a quick peek at pretty. Yeah, so it said bad. I gotta look at the thumb. I want to look at the thumbnail because I forgot exactly what was on it. So badass Beaudry, a three goal home loss, which I will touch on. Like I said, probably the worst per- performance, probably worst result. Not probably not performance. That was a bad way to start that. Worst result and worst way in doing so, if that makes any sense, my homies. It wasn't necessarily the performance, it was just the manner in which it went down that I would say was probably the worst that I've seen in the Chris Armas tenure. It's almost it's like those ones like the cliche, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed. If you could translate that into footballing terms, it wasn't like the worst or a bad performance. It just wasn't a good one. Yeah. And it just is what it is. That's gonna happen. But look, my homies, we just elapsed the hour mark a couple minutes ago. I think that's a good way to end this stream off. If you have liked this stream, please, my homies, go down and like it. If you're not subscribed for some reason, by all means, smash that button. We're gonna be doing a couple of more of these. And if you're a sicko like me that just happens to love not only Spurs, but the Rapids, then this is your place to be, my homies. Not only is it come on you Spurs, but it's up the fucking pits. Let's go, my homies. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Get in.